Quick disclaimer. Information in this podcast is for general informational purposes only and is not intended to be treated as medical advice. Always consult with your healthcare team before making changes to your diet, lifestyle, supplementation, or medication.
There is one breakfast food that can help lower after-meal glucose levels, stabilize blood glucose throughout the day, lower A1C, improve insulin sensitivity, satisfy the appetite and reduce hunger. Listen up as we explore this highly beneficial breakfast food and how you can get more of it daily.
Welcome to Type 2 Diabetes Talk, the place where we chat about what really works to treat type 2 diabetes and prediabetes naturally with nutrition and lifestyle. If you're looking to optimize blood sugar and A1C, lose weight, reduce medications, and improve your overall health, this is the place to be. Now, here's your host, Type 2 Diabetes Nutrition Specialist, Dr. Jetta.
Hello, wonderful people, and thanks for joining me for episode 68. You've probably heard the phrase, breakfast is the most important meal of the day. When living with pre-diabetes or T2 diabetes, this might actually hold a very special truth. Breakfast sets the tone for your blood sugar levels, not just for the morning, but for the rest of the day. This is because of something researchers call the second meal phenomenon. What this means is that the food you eat at breakfast can influence how your body handles blood sugar after your next meal and even for the entire day. The fact is that a well-balanced breakfast can help prime your body, making it easier to maintain stable blood sugar levels throughout the day. When we look at the typical breakfast menu, it's not the type of breakfast that's going to facilitate healthy blood sugar levels. Many people, especially in Western cultures, tend to reach for high-carb options like toast, cereal, muffins, or pancakes, and these are often topped with fruit and sweeteners like honey and maple syrup, which only adds more carbohydrates to the meal. A typical breakfast can see a person consume up to 80 grams of carbohydrates for their breakfast meal. And that's not a good way to start your day. It's going to raise your blood sugar levels, raise your insulin levels, lead to weight gain, or prevent weight loss, leave you feeling hungry or make you hungrier sooner, and mess with your energy levels as well. Thankfully, there is one food you can eat that will have the opposite effect. Lower blood sugar, lower insulin and improved insulin function, a highly satisfied appetite, reduced hunger, a rise in metabolism boosting hormones, and much more. So what is this food you need to focus on, including more of it for breakfast? It's protein. Research shows that starting your day with a high protein breakfast instead of one loaded with carbohydrates can significantly improve your blood sugar control and your overall diabetes health. And of course, protein isn't just one food, it's a food group, but this important nutrient is so good to include in your breakfast. So why is protein so important? Well, protein is one of the most essential nutrients for us all, playing many important roles in our body. Protein is essential for repair and recovery. Every cell in your body relies on protein to repair tissues, support muscle health, and maintain critical bodily functions, even to build hormones and support immune function. By including sufficient protein in your meals, you're giving your body the building blocks it needs to function optimally. Protein is a master at promoting satiety and hunger control. When you eat protein, it triggers the release of satiety hormones and reduces levels of ghrelin, the hormone responsible for hunger. And this is why a protein-rich breakfast can help you feel fuller for longer and prevent mid-morning cravings, an especially helpful benefit for supporting weight management and blood sugar control. Protein plays a pivotal role in blood sugar stability. Unlike carbohydrates, which can cause spikes and crashes in blood glucose, protein provides a slow, steady source of energy. This makes it ideal for people with diabetes as it helps minimize those dangerous blood sugar fluctuations that can occur after meals, especially ones rich in carbohydrates. And protein is important for metabolic health. When you consume protein, your body works harder to digest it and metabolize it, a process known as the thermic effect of food. This means you burn more calories processing protein than you would with carbohydrates or fats, which essentially boosts your metabolism and can support you to achieve and maintain a healthy weight. Those are just the general benefits of protein. And when it comes to prediabetes and T2 diabetes, starting your day with a healthy boost of protein is key to blood sugar stability, and not just after one meal, but for the entire day. When researchers have compared high protein and high carbohydrate breakfasts among people with T2 diabetes, a protein-rich breakfast not only leads to lower blood sugar after the meal, but it also helps control blood sugar after lunch, thanks to that concept I mentioned earlier called the second meal phenomenon. Not only that, glucose levels stay lower over the following 8-hour period. Essentially, protein at breakfast works like a stabilizer for your metabolism, reducing blood sugar spikes and improving your body's insulin response as well. Consequently, eating a protein-rich breakfast can help lower A1C levels and medication requirements. In one study, participants ate a large protein-rich breakfast meal for 12 weeks, and the A1C reduction was around 0.5%, plus 31% of those participants reduced their medication needs over the 12 weeks, and that's a fantastic outcome for you. Another key finding is the role protein plays in supporting hormonal balance. When you eat protein, it triggers the release of hormones like GLP-1, glucagon-like peptide 1, and GIP, gastric inhibitory polypeptide, also known as glucose-dependent insulinotropic peptide. These hormones are incretins that help your body produce and use insulin more effectively. GLP-1 slows the rate at which your stomach empties, allowing for more gradual absorption of sugar into your bloodstream. Meanwhile, GIP works directly on your pancreas to boost insulin secretion in response to meals. But the thing is, your body needs less insulin, as research shows us that when people with diabetes consume protein-rich meals at breakfast, there is 24% less insulin needed to do the job of stabilizing blood glucose, and that's a great thing. Together, the hormonal mechanisms at play when you eat a protein-rich breakfast work by signaling your pancreas to produce insulin and helping your cells use that insulin more effectively. This is particularly important for people with diabetes, as insulin resistance is often a core challenge. Another very important benefit is that protein helps improve insulin sensitivity and reduce insulin resistance. This effect comes down to amino acids, the building blocks of protein. When you consume protein, your body breaks it down into these amino acids, which are then absorbed into your bloodstream. Certain amino acids like leucine, isoleucine, and valine, commonly known as branched-chain amino acids or BCAAs, have been shown to have a direct effect on insulin secretion and sensitivity. Basically, these amino acids help regulate blood sugar levels more effectively after eating protein. Amino acids help to naturally stimulate the pancreas to release insulin, the hormone responsible for transporting glucose from your blood into your cells. Researchers call this the insulinotropic effect, and it is particularly potent after consuming high-quality protein sources like eggs, fish, or dairy products. Protein doesn't just help with blood sugar. It's also a key player in managing hunger and satiety, as we have mentioned previously. Have you ever noticed how eating a sugary breakfast leaves you craving more snacks by mid-morning? Well, protein does quite the opposite. It helps you feel fuller for longer, reducing the urge to snack between meals. Studies have shown that protein-rich breakfasts lead to lower levels of ghrelin, the hormone that stimulates hunger, while increasing satiety hormones like peptide YY. This not only makes it easier to manage your weight, but also helps you maintain consistent energy levels without the blood sugar roller coaster. But the benefits don't stop there. high-protein breakfast can also help reduce inflammation and improve cholesterol levels, both of which are common concerns for people with diabetes as well. By keeping your blood sugar stable, protein reduces oxidative stress on your body, which is linked to better heart health and overall metabolic function. Overall, protein exerts powerful effects on glucose metabolism, insulin sensitivity, hormonal balance, body weight, and metabolic function. So, when you start your day with a protein-rich breakfast, you're not just managing your blood sugar, you're supporting your hormones, curbing hunger, and promoting better health all around. It's a powerful way to set yourself up for success.
Imagine the results you can achieve with access to trusted support wherever you are at your fingertips whenever you need it. Dr. Jetta's VIP online membership will guide you step by step to understand your diabetes and exactly what to eat to keep your blood sugar stable, lose weight, and reduce medications. Gain the power to change your diabetes health and join as a VIP member today. Visit type2diabetestalk.com/programs.
Let's shift gears now and talk about how to practically incorporate more protein into your breakfast. First, let's explore top protein sources. When we talk about protein, the options are vast. There are a lot of protein-rich foods. For a diabetes-friendly protein-rich breakfast, consider eggs, certainly a classic choice, and rich in high-quality protein, and versatile enough for scrambles, omelettes, boiled or poached, as a grab-and-go option as well. Greek yogurt. Look for unsweetened or plain varieties. Greek yogurt not only packs a protein punch, but also provides probiotics which can support gut health. Cottage cheese. This often overlooked option is an excellent high-protein, lower-carbohydrate food that pairs well with a sprinkle of cinnamon or a few fruits like berries, or to accompany a breakfast granola instead of yogurt. Meats. If you're open to a savoury breakfast, including all types of meats at breakfast is ideal, as these are rich in high-quality protein. Options like sausage or small meat patties, a cook-up of veggies and ground meat, or some chicken breast included in an egg scramble are all fantastic protein options. Plant-based proteins are a great option too. Tofu, tempeh, edamame, or incorporating nuts and seeds can round out your protein intake while offering variety. So you might be wondering about portion sizes. Exactly how much protein are we talking about here? For breakfast, aim for at least 20 grams of protein, but you'll do even better by aiming for 30 to 40 grams of protein. If you're not sure what that looks like, we'll get to that in just a moment by sharing some breakfast meal ideas. Before we do that, let's spend a moment discussing whey protein. Whey protein is a highly concentrated source of protein derived from milk. Whey protein is a rich source of amino acids and other bioactive substances, and it's been shown to have unique benefits for managing blood sugar, so it can make a great addition to your meal plan. Research has demonstrated that even small amounts of whey protein before or with meals can enhance your body's insulin response, reduce blood sugar spikes, and improve hormonal responses. In one study where people with T2 diabetes were given 50 grams of whey protein concentrate in water before breakfast, their postprandial after-meal glucose levels was decreased by 28%. They also found it enhanced GLP-1 and keeps this hormone higher for longer, along with improving insulin function and insulin sensitivity. Another study where people were given 15 grams of whey protein with a mixed meal at breakfast and lunch found that postprandial, that after-meal glucose, was decreased by 13%. People also experienced a high level of satisfaction, appreciating their fullness, and they had less hunger overall. Another interesting study compared when people ate 42 grams of protein from various different sources, or when about half of that protein came from whey protein. Both groups improved postprandial blood glucose, but including whey protein did outperform eating protein alone. When people had 42 grams of total protein and 28 grams of which came from whey, it reduced their after-meal glucose by 19%, while 42 grams of protein from various food sources reduced their after-meal glucose levels by 13%. So including the whey protein improved glucose by an additional 6%, or I should say reduced their after-meal glucose levels by an additional 6%. Another interesting thing was that adding the whey protein helped reduce A1C more than just eating protein. The whey protein breakfast group reduced A1C by about 0.9% over the 12 weeks compared to the protein group at 0.6%. Both are good outcomes, of course, but that's an additional 0.3% from consuming whey protein with breakfast. The whey protein group also lost more weight, about 17 pounds or 7.6 kilos compared to 13 pounds or 6.1 kilo in the protein group. So that's an extra 4 pounds or 2 kilos from just consuming whey protein with breakfast. If you're interested to learn more about some of the best whey protein options, please head to the show notes to find a list of recommendations. And members, visit the members library for all the details. We've got lots of additional resources for you alongside this podcast, episode 68. So the point is, if you're looking for an easy way to include additional protein in your breakfast, consider mixing a serving of whey into your meals prior to your meals with your meals, and we'll get to some ideas on how you can do that very soon. First though, let's briefly cover some common misconceptions about eating protein, particularly as it relates to diabetes and overall health. Some people worry that eating more protein will lead to excess calories and eventually to packing on extra pounds. But the truth is quite the opposite. Protein is incredibly satiating, meaning it helps you feel fuller for longer, and research suggests it helps to naturally control calorie intake throughout the day. Studies have shown that diets higher in protein are associated with better weight management and fat loss. So instead of adding weight, protein can actually help you manage it more effectively. Another common misconception is that high protein diets are hard on the kidneys. It's important to clarify, if you have healthy kidneys, eating a higher protein diet poses no risk at all. That includes if you have diabetes, and studies have indicated even that there's a slight improvement in kidney function. The concern about protein and kidney health is primarily relevant for individuals with pre-existing kidney disease, and this may only be a concern for those with advanced or severe kidney disease. For everyone else, the benefits of protein, like improved blood sugar control and reduced hunger, far outweigh any unfounded fears. Finally, let's address the misconception that protein is only for building muscle. While it's true that protein plays a key role in muscle repair and growth, its benefits go far beyond that. Protein supports your immune system, helps regulate hormones, and contributes to healthy skin, hair and nails, and all of those other things we mentioned earlier in the podcast. With T2 diabetes or prediabetes, the blood sugar stabilising effects of protein make it an indispensable part of the diet, not just something reserved for bodybuilders, that's for sure. And let me just add that as we age, we lose muscle, so adding additional protein becomes even more important to grow or maintain the muscle we have. The bottom line is, protein deserves a starring role in your breakfast and your diet as a whole. By focusing on high-quality protein sources, you're not only fueling your body for the day ahead, but also supporting long-term health and blood sugar management. Let go of those myths, embrace the facts, and enjoy the incredible benefits of protein as a critical part of your nutrition plan. Before we move on to explore protein-rich breakfast ideas, let's hear a testimonial from one of our members.
Vicky said, I have to say thank goodness for DMP. When I found you, my husband's A1C was 8.5. A few months later, his A1C is 5.8. I have found your service to be a lifesaver, by the way. One thing that sticks in my mind is how very confusing everything is, as you are told so many different things. I found all your information to be direct and accurate, and disregarded everything else I heard. We found the library more helpful than anything else. For instance, my husband had a big problem trying to get his morning number down. So, I read the simple answer, and his numbers have been perfect in the morning. Amazing. Thank you again for helping me help my husband.
Now, how do we get protein into our breakfast meal in a way that's delicious and satisfying? The good news is there are lots of ways to do that. Now, just to jog your memory, you're going to be aiming for 30 to 40 grams of protein at breakfast. If you aim for 40 grams, 20 to 25 grams could come from whey protein, which is a typical serving of most whey protein formulations. A simple way to consume whey protein is to mix it with half a cup of milk or water and drink it. If you did that, you'd be left with an additional 15 to 20 grams of proteins you need. So you could have a 3-egg omelette with spinach and cottage cheese, which will bring you into this range. In fact, a 3-egg omelette packed with veggies, cottage cheese, and finely diced chicken breasts can provide 40 grams of protein on its own and makes a deliciously satisfying meal. No need for the whey protein there. Another idea is mix your whey protein into milk and pour it over a nut-based granola for a 30 to 40 gram protein-rich breakfast meal. A chicken or beef patty made with ground beef and herbs with a side of creamed spinach, mushrooms and poached eggs will provide a 30 to 40 gram breakfast meal. Make a Greek yogurt parfait with layers of unsweetened protein-rich yogurt, crushed nuts, whey protein, sprinkled whey over every layer, cottage cheese and hemp seeds and topped with berries. That sounds delicious. A tofu and veggie scramble. A smoothie which you can include the whey protein and add extra protein by including hemp seeds and cottage cheese, for example. A few slices of bacon on the odd occasion, served with eggs and pan-roasted mushrooms and bell pepper. Or cook yourself up a breakfast mix of ground chicken, broccoli and beans or edamame. Then cook that up with some herbs and eaten with avocado and fried or poached eggs. That really packs a great protein punch. Really, there are countless ways to get a high-protein breakfast, all of which will benefit you and your diabetes health and be highly satisfying to eat. The takeaway here is clear. The composition of your breakfast matters. When you prioritise protein, you're giving your body the tools it needs to start the day with stable blood sugar levels, setting yourself up for success through lunch and beyond. A protein-rich breakfast offers lasting metabolic benefits that are particularly helpful to you on so many levels. A protein-packed breakfast doesn't just help you manage blood sugar, it lays the foundation for better energy, fewer cravings, and improved overall health throughout the day. We did cover additional breakfast ideas in episode 19, so listen to that for more meal inspiration. And remember, if you're interested to learn more about some of the best whey protein options, please head to the show notes to find our recommendations. And members, visit the Members Library for all the details. We've got lots of additional resources for you alongside this podcast, including breakfast recipes, high protein sources, and much more. Thanks for joining me. I hope you got a lot out of this podcast, and take care until next week. Dr. Jeddah, over and out.
Thanks for tuning in to Type 2 Diabetes Talk. Please subscribe to the show on your favorite podcast platform. And for episode replays, episode notes, and more, visit type2diabetestalk.com. New episodes are available Tuesdays, 10 a.m. U.S. Eastern Time, or your time zone equivalent. Thanks again. We're truly grateful to be a part of your life and help make a real difference.